Hey everyone, Mrs. Landon here. Welcome to online general stats class. You are here to take a one semester course covering statistics and probability. In this video, what I want to do is give you an overview of what to expect, what you're going to learn in the class, some key points on the syllabus, and how you could see the learning happening in all of our units. Just on the key features for Schoology, as you're very aware of, I already have the class planned out for the entire semester. So if you want to see what's coming up, if you know you're going to be absent a certain day, you can look here on the calendar on the side or the full view for the calendar on that one. I'm going to hop right into here. Some of the stuff you've already seen, I'm going to bypass. And what I want to touch on are a few things here. The topics we're going to cover, it's going to be 6 different units, and it's basically going to cover statistics and probability. We're going to start off with doing the probability, odds, and counting methods. I will tell you, sometimes units 1 and 2 can tend to be some of the trickier chapters for students because of the counting methods and things like that. So if you're feeling discouraged or struggling at any point in time, don't worry about it. I do believe, from my perspective, I would say when we hit units 3, 4, and 5, which is exploring data, like doing things like mean, median, and mode, you tend to feel better about the material. And then we wrap up the course with unit 6, which is about sampling and experimentation and how do you do good surveys. And that's really what it's going to cover. So we kind of get the little tougher stuff out of the way sooner, which is kind of nice from that perspective too. Now, when you look here, the way I communicate are going to be on Schoology updates. So it's very important that you go in and subscribe to updates. I also do Skyward progress reports, probably every few weeks. That'll kind of vary depending how performance is going. But for those notifications, right here on the notifications, if you don't have this here, course updates posted, definitely turn those on. You want to have you're getting emails or notifications when I do updates or posts right over here, because that is one of my main ways to communicate with you is through those types of posts. Sometimes I will email you individually if I'm having more of a kind of one-on-one concern with maybe where you are in the course, or I'll even track you down in the building. But updates are the first way. Second way would maybe be individual emails is what you're going to see. Okay, going on here, the assessment structure. Again, I already talked about we're going to have 6 different unit tests. They are going to be all in person and paper based. So your learning in this course is going to be online, obviously, because that's your virtual classroom, but the tests are going to be proctored by me. And you're going to want to have to sign up for that. I do have to manage a lot during the day, so it is very important that you sign up at least 12 hours before you plan on taking a test. So let's say you want to take your test on Tuesday. Make sure you're signing up by Monday so that when I come into school on Tuesday morning, I can tell you're coming in and I can get ready for that. Let me show you real quickly too where that it is. If I go back on just the main homepage, what you're going to do for testing is right here. You're going to click on this form and it's going to bring you here and you just sign up, give me your name, tell me the day you're taking the test. And the hour that you're choosing should be your scheduled SPP hour is when you're going to be coming in, or you could also do at a win time if you would prefer. So kind of the logistics on how to do that one. Let me hop back into this folder here and scroll right back to where I was. And I just want to talk really now about the syllabus for here. So on the syllabus, I think it's important for you to highlight a few things. What you need to do is, if we go here, again, I talked about those notifications, subscribe to those, is going to be your daily formative work. So we're an 80-20 a classroom, 20% formative work. Those are going to be a lot of the times green puzzle pieces, maybe an assignment upload where you upload a photo. We're going to have discussion posts on every unit, and then we're going to have chapter reviews or unit reviews that you're going to be doing too, mainly in green puzzle pieces and formats like that. The green puzzle pieces, you're going to have 3 attempts to get your final score. So after the 3rd time, you cannot try it anymore. What I have found in the past for students is typically when they hit their 2nd try and they submit it and they're not getting the score that they want, then they'll come and see me or track me down. So definitely take that approach. I'm in room C205, or you can email me at LandonN. So it's LANDONN at 277apps.org. And I say that, by the way, because there's a Landon D, which comes up first. That is not me. If you email that, I will not get it. So be very, very cautious when you first email me. My first name is Nicole, so that's where that second N's coming from. Okay, snow days. We're an online class. So the beauty, in my perspective, maybe not yours, is if we do have a snow day, that very first snow day would not be a scheduled class for people in brick and mortar, but it would be for us. The school policy, by the way, that second snow day, everyone's going to be online learning anyway. So then you're going to be back into the groove of that. All right. Deadlines and due dates are really important too. What you're going to see when you see an assignment posted on the Schoology calendar, that's the due date. That's my suggested day to be on the pace to do well in this course. Now, do you have to stay on pace? You really don't. I would, because that's my personality and I like to get those things done. But you're going to have a little bit of wiggle room, typically 1, 2 to 3 days of a little bit of wiggle room before you hit a deadline. So of the 6 units, every unit's going to have 3 different deadlines that you have to meet. And if you don't achieve those the work by those deadlines, you get 0 points and you cannot make up that work. So it's very important that you meet the deadlines. And I'll talk about those a little bit more. Summative assessments. We're going to have, again, 6 summative assessments. They're all going to be paper-based in my classroom, set up here, go to the testing reservation form, tell me when you're coming in. Now, you'll take that test. If you are not pleased with it, here's an adjustment, and this isn't for the entire math department, so listen up here. Retakes. You can retake it one time as long as, remember the criteria, all of your work has been adequately done in Schoology, all that formative work prior. If you have any missing assignments, any scores less than 70% on your homework, you do not qualify for a retake. So all of your homework, if you want to qualify for a retake, has to be done at a proficiency level of 70% or higher. If you have any that are not at that level, you can't retake. You'll get the score and that's fine. And you can still do good in the class, but you don't qualify for the retake. Now, if you retake, remember retakes at the end of the quarter don't qualify for that last week. So basically for us, that's going to be, I believe it's probably going to be like the chapter 3 and the chapter 6 are not retakeable. So of the 6 units, only 4 of those will be retakeable. And I'll highlight that as we come closer to that time period. On the retakes, though, when you retake, you cannot earn higher than an 85%, which is a standard B. So if you have a score on your original test at 85% or higher, you don't retake because it would make no sense because you cannot earn higher than that. If you do the retake and you get 97%, I'm going to give you an 85%. That's all you can do. What this is saying is make an effort that first time around. Make your best effort the first time around. The better you can do the first time, then you're not going to have to worry about retakes and hitting this little limit. Okay. And again, I'll talk more about the process on the retakes when we get there. A standard grading for our course is that what we have for the school, plagiarism and cheating. If I see cheating, copying of work from another student, that is an issue. Please don't do that. Just do your own work. Graphing calculators. You do want to have a graphing calculator for this class. If you don't have your hands on a TI-83 or higher, what you can do is you can see Mr. Sobiak, who manages our leasing program. He will lease you a graphing calculator for the year. If it's not returned, you will be charged $25 and you will owe that. But most people do return that and it's not an issue. If you're looking for any help from me, I am available hours 2, 5, and 7. If you can't find me directly, shoot me an email. If you know you want to come in 7th hour, maybe shoot me an email that morning and say, hey, come around. I'll make sure I'm around so you can find me. You can also email me. Again, remember, I highlighted this email. Be really careful. I'm Landon N. If you want to get a hold of me. Okay, I think that's really about it for the syllabus that I want to highlight. The last thing I want to do is go and show you what a standard unit looks like. They're very similar. So if you get how to do one unit, you're going to be just fine. You're always going to see the learning objectives on the outside. When you click on in here, what you can do is I have note packets. I have printed out note packets for you. I highly recommend you use them because there's lots of pictures and images that you really just can't replicate into your notes that well. You don't have to use them, but most students do. If you want an electronic version, like if you take notes on an iPad, you can actually click into this folder and there's the note packet. You can download it from there and you can have that available. I have them printed out in my room. Come and get one. Okay. In the note packets, you're going to find the templates for the notes. You're going to find a hard copy version of the homework you're going to have to submit online. You're going to find the reviews, and you're going to find the relearning. So they're really nice kind of note packet workbooks for you. You'll just start off the unit by listening to a quick intro, and then you're going to see these sections. Let me just show you this breakout. This is not necessarily this first folder 1 days of work. This might be a couple of days of work, but it's kind of grouped in like similar things, and that's related to a deadline. So you're going to see these deadlines. You're going to have 3 deadlines per unit. This first deadline says all the work for sections 1.1 to 1.3 must be done by this date and this time. If not, you earn 0 points and you can't make it up. Okay. To take the test, you want to learn the material. So you might as well make the deadline and get the points for that. You're going to see a second deadline. Then you're going to have a review at the end. You're going to click into that folder. You're going to find a review and a discussion post. And then our third deadline. That third deadline is always going to include the chapter test. So if you don't make the third deadline, that's probably even more important not to miss, because that includes the test. If you don't make the deadline for the test, that means the test is 0 points and you cannot make it up, and you absolutely would not qualify for a retake on that. Okay, so be really cautious on that. Let me just hop into the folder here. For example, the first one is going to give you an intro, the learning objectives you're going to learn, some highlights of maybe what to expect if you want to have some quick references for later on for studying. And just follow it. Here's your assignment. For this particular one, we're going to do learning objectives 1.1.1.2. This is the video you can watch. Sometimes students do have issues with the videos being embedded. If so, always scroll down. You're going to see here a link to actually going into YouTube. And I do have a link for YouTube for all the videos, and I'll show you that as we wrap up. And then you're going to have the homework here. These are the homeworks. You are going to find them in your note packet. I personally would probably do my homework in my note packet and then transfer it online. You do not have to do it that way. You do not have to write the homework answers in the note packet. I like it, one, for studying purposes and for just having that reference and kind of using the paper, because I like the paper part of the math. And then this one here, there's another lesson and then another learning objective puzzle piece here. And by the way, notice there are 3 different assignments in here. Again, for this particular folder, it's spanned over 2 days. So one folder doesn't necessarily mean 1 day of work. If I go down here, we're going to see a few more folders, and then we get to the review. In the review, you're going to find the standard stuff here. You're going to have the stats review. This review assignment is in the note packet too. Again, I would probably do it in the packet first and then submit my answers for that one. And then there's always going to be a discussion post as we wrap up each unit. And then I'm basically going to be ready for my test. So if I scroll down here, just read the directions. There's that darn testing reservation form. So again, please make sure to sign up there. I have some things about, excused absences and unexcused absences, where to come and take the test. If you click in here, that's really more just for me to score your tests and get things recorded on the system. The last thing is for retakes. Again, I'm going to go into the details more, but I do have a process for retakes as we wrap up chapter 1. Once the deadline for chapter 1 is reached right here, that's when the retake would happen. You will have 1 week until once this has been reached, that deadline, and people can no longer take tests, then I will release that test. You can come and see me. You can look at your test results. Absolutely. I highly encourage you to come look over that. If you're interested in a retake, you have approximately 1 week, up to 2 weeks to get the retake done, and retakes can only be done during win time. So you really want to plan accordingly on that one. And that's really, folks, what a unit looks like. So remember, this is just a 1 semester class, and it's only 6 units. By the way, that playlist I talked about, here's another link to it. If you want to, if you click on this, I do have a YouTube playlist, and it has all of our videos in sequential order here. So if you ever cannot access them on Schoology, this is a great another way to do it. And then you can do your homework on the paper in the packet and submit it always later online if you needed to. So if I look at this here, click on back just to make sure I'm not missing anything. I think that's a great introduction. Again, the big things, like I said, is my email, Landon N. Please do not do Landon D. You're not going to be communicating with me. And as I browse through, I don't really see anything else to highlight right now other than welcome to Online General Stats. Again, I highly encourage people to stay on pace with what's posted. Could you wait 1 or 2 days? Sure. Once you start missing those deadlines, though, it can really kind of eat you up and kind of take over. So don't let that happen. Manage this class like you're in a regular brick and mortar course. Make sure you're using that standard study hall time to get your work done. And feel free to always reach out to me. Come in person, even though it's an online class. I'm here to help you and to help you succeed. So have a great day, and hope to see you soon.